Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080.
Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM W237BD Boca Raton. The Health and Wealth Radio Network, 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. Tune in for spiritual downloads with your host, Anna Stevenson, Saturdays at 4 p.m. WNN.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hello, and welcome. Happy Tuesday evening. This is the Power Biz Show, sponsored by Bloomberg Business Week. We are so excited to be with you tonight. It is November, and you know what that means. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're in business, the holiday season has begun. So you are probably getting through your inventory at this point. You are checking your lists once, twice, 3 times over to make sure that you're geared up for that special day, Black Friday. This is the Power Biz Show. I am Ann Charlius of Shiro Rising. My clients call me the mogul maker, the wealth creator, and the queen of cash flow. And I come to you every Tuesday night with my amazing team of business entrepreneurs, superheroes, Kristen of KRD Marketing, and Benicia of Luminary Authors. So we are so excited to have them. And first up is the amazing Kristen. Hey, Kristen, girl, how are you?
Hey!
So tonight we're talking about Black Friday. And of course, we want to first really set it up, lay a strong foundation, because we're about laying strong foundation. Let's talk about mindset as it relates to Black Friday and really the approach that you're taking with your brand and your clients.
Man, so first off, hello everyone. I am Kristen Robinson, your social media head coach of KR Design, helping entrepreneurs generate more leads with live streaming, social media, and Facebook ads. And it's funny. So here's a big misconception about mindset when it comes to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. The thing is that Black Friday and Cyber Monday, a lot of people think that all the money is made on the front end. And actually, that's not true. I think all the money is made on the back end afterwards. And so many people get so caught up in going, oh my gosh, I have to sell 100 of these $17 units, and that's not really where the sale is made. And it's funny because obviously I'm an internet marketer. I'm a big study of different things. And the first person who kind of taught me this perspective was Ryan Dice of Digital Marketer. He has like 8 gazillion. He's like the Richard Branson of internet marketing, pretty much. Multiple businesses, and always talks about it. And I loved how he said, really, your Black Friday flash sale is really just an appetizer. It's like a taste to get people in the door.
A little flavor.
In the door. Exactly, right? Just a little something, right? Just enough for you to go, ooh, I like that, right? And then after that, then you can do your upsells. Then you can get them, to commit to something bigger. Then you have them in your pipeline as a buyer, and you can introduce different things. really, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is basically just a way to really introduce people at a very low risk to your products or services. And holds true for brick and mortar and honestly for internet marketers as well. You don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I need to sell everything. It really can just be the stepping stone of people to buy more things from you.
I love that. Now, when you are thinking about Black Friday, from what perspective do you start to build out your Black Friday sales? Are you going from the perspective of a high-end client, a value-conscious client? What mindset, what questions are you asking yourself to really set up Black Friday campaigns?
Well, I got a little secret.
We love some secrets. Let me move the hair so I can hear the secret real well.
So for me, I actually plan my business anywhere between 6 months to 12 months in advance. So from looking at Black Friday, I'm looking at it from a lens literally for like next April. So here's the deal, you guys. I have a 3-day live event coming up in April. Lead Generation Bootcamp Live, Lead Gen Bootcamp Live. That's the name of the event where I help people generate leads. Oh my gosh, right? Using online stuff. And so what I'm thinking is, even though the event's in April, it's 5 months from now, I need to put butts in seats. I want to sell this thing out before the year ends, right? So I can start getting sponsors and other speakers. Like, I have a certain number I need to hit for the end of the year. So for me, I was looking at Black Friday, Cyber Monday going, what things can I put that if you bought it, you got a ticket to my event? Right? So you can get a ticket to my event.
Love
and
it.
I can start filling it up right now, and so that I can say we're done, right? So here was the thought process was, how can I use Black Friday, Cyber Monday to leverage, and also make it an easy decision. So just a page from my book, you guys. I've decided the first 20 tickets will be on sale for $97. So I'm thinking in my head, what can I sell to say, oh, this is $97, plus you get a ticket, which is basically free, right? Because it's about the ticket to be $97. So it's totally irresistible and a no-brainer that if you bought this one thing from me, you're of course going to go, oh my gosh, I want the ticket to the event. And then I can upsell you after you bought it to make sure that you confirm your registration for the event, right?
I love it.
No-brainer that you get your ticket for free and way in advance 5 months from now, right? So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at a lens of how can Black Friday, Cyber Monday set me up to have a very successful event 5 months from now.
That is so important. So much of my coaching and experience with entrepreneurs involve them to actually stop being reactionary in their business decisions. And I love the fact that your mindset is, let's think ahead. What do we need butts in the seats for in spring, in summer? Let's start from that perspective and work our way back. So I think that's a great point, Kristen. Now, for you, are you going to be in the month of November using a particular platform? Is your focus going to be, okay, let me focus on one platform and really market on that platform and dominate that platform? Or are you going to really move your strategy to different perspectives and really spread the love?
So one of the things that I've learned, if you're an online person, and this can probably carry over to brick and mortar too, is one of the things I've realized is don't strain yourself trying to make the sale. Make it easy for people, okay? So for brick and mortar, that's very simple, right? You might want to offer gift wrapping, right? You don't want people go out and offer gift wrapping because it's for somebody else, right? Just offer and say, hey, it's going to be free with gift wrapping. Make it easy for people.
Absolutely.
For me, with my Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, everything is going to be immediately available. So if you buy this product or program, the next page says download it now, right? It's easily and deliverable where I'm not involved and you get it immediately. That's what people want. They want their stuff immediately, right?
Right.
Unless you're doing Cyber Monday, then you can wait for it to ship to you. But Black Friday, let's be real. People are pounding the pavement. They want the stuff now. They want a gift wrap now. It's all about a convenience factor with money and time. So from the Black Friday perspective, if you buy something, the very next thing is going to probably say, it might upsell you. It depends on what you buy. But after that, it'll be like, hey, download it now. Click here. And your computer will start downloading whatever it is you probably bought from me. So I would say it's all about convenience and things that are easily done. So for me, it's going to be stuff that's, I don't want to say sitting around on my computer, but stuff in my vault that people normally couldn't buy, like recordings to webinars, or I just wrapped up my 5-day Facebook ad challenge. You can't really buy those recordings publicly unless you signed up for the challenge. So there'll be things that are definitely irresistible where you really can't get anywhere, but it's stuff that's easily accessible too.
I love that. I love that. And yes, it's all about making it irresistible, where they feel like the urgency is now. I have to do it now, or I'm going to miss out. Now, I think you made an amazing point about it being made deliverable immediately, which is great if you are in the online world or you're in the service industry. But what about all of our listeners and viewers who actually have products and services? Do you have any feedback that you can provide, any tips, tricks, or hacks that you can give them so that they can get in on the game on Black Friday, but not really work too hard for it? Black Friday, it can be really tough if you're stuck in line shipping products via UPS and FedEx and all the other parcel services.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I've realized with flipping to the other side of it with people who have products, and it's funny because I can say the same thing for digital marketers too, like online people. We try to offer too much, right? We try to offer way too much stuff for people to buy. And when you offer too many things, it makes the buying decision complicated and people walk away with nothing. So, and obviously, like I said, this can hold true for definitely people with products, but definitely all of us online people and service-based businesses too. And so what I would recommend is one of the things, at least I love from a customer standpoint, is batch those things, right? Have baskets where people can buy stuff, right? Don't just sell a bar of soap. Sell me like the soap scrub, and the bubble bath, and the loofah all at the same time, okay? Because if I need the soap, I'm going to need the loofah and the bubble bath and all of that. So once again, it kind of goes back to convenience of making it easy for me. So start bundling some of that stuff. Or I've seen this very popular in the product space is holiday collections, right? People are selling the peppermint, thing, and they only have a limited amount of products in that collection. And that's all they're selling, which makes it easier if they run out, right? We're just shipping that one thing and we're focusing on this one part of products for, our business. So I would say that people who sell products, and all you service people too, same thing, right? Don't try to offer them the whole dang store. Maybe offer a certain couple of things in your collection, right? Make a collection of it, or just maybe a certain number of products, and then offer some bundles. I'll be real. With my Cyber Monday sale, I'm taking my own advice. I'm probably going to only offer 3 things. That's it. 3, maybe 4. I don't know. But I'm really sticking to 3 or 4 things, because if you start offering here's 12 things you can buy, people get overwhelmed and they just walk away with nothing because it's too overwhelming.
You give great sage advice. Now, for the listeners and viewers who this may be the first time they're tuning in, can you please introduce yourself to our audience? Tell them a little bit about your brand, what you do, your experience, why you're an expert, and how they can connect with you.
So everyone, if you're just joining in, I am Kristen Robinson, your social media head coach of KR Design, helping entrepreneurs generate more leads with Facebook ads, social media, and live streaming. Those are my 3 loves. And you can actually find me on social media everywhere at KRD Marketing. That's where you can find us. You can find my live streaming, all that great sage advice that we keep talking about. You can find me there. Any platform, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, anyone that works for you, you can find me there at KRD Marketing. And how I landed here is, obviously you can tell, I was struggling to get clients and I had to figure it out for myself. Nobody was teaching me. And so now I enjoy teaching it to other people who were struggling where I was back then.
Absolutely. And I love the work that you do. You're so authentic, so warm, and such a great teacher. Teaching definitely is a skill. It's a talent. and you definitely have the patience to really be able to do that. So, what can you do a quick preview? Because I know some people are thinking, well, I want a little preview now because they did come here. Share with them some of the things that you will be offering on Black Friday.
So I'll be offering my 5-day Facebook ad challenge bundle. We just wrapped it up. It has all the Q&A videos and everything on how you can literally create a Facebook ad in 5 days if you take it a day at a time and do the challenge. That's literally my best-selling item. But this year I'm going to add something a little new. I'm going to be adding half VIP days with me. Normally a half VIP day with me is $3,000. But I'll be offering it for $997, and I'm only going to have 5 of them available. Of course, there'll be a payment plan, but I'm only going to have 5 of them available. It's something new I've been doing, but the thing is, I know a lot of people are struggling with marketing at this time of the year, a lot, because this is the push. This is the time everyone's looking online on their phones. And so I just wanted to do something really cool, really discount my services, and be like, hey, for people who really want to take it further, here's an opportunity where you can work with me one-on-one, where it nearly would be triple the cost. So I'm pretty excited about that, actually.
That is very fabulous. And the third one?
The third one. So the third one, I haven't really decided, but it's probably going to be a membership into my live stream squad. That is my actual program on how do you monetize your live stream. So many people tell you to get on and do it, but how do you make money from that? And that's definitely a skill I've mastered very, very well. And probably be offering a year membership to that at probably maybe 50% off. Right now, if you wanted to get into the live stream squad, it's about $600. So I might offer it for Black Friday, Cyber Monday at $300. So I haven't really decided yet if that's going to be the third thing and that's going to be the price point, but that's what it's looking like. I definitely look at the most popular products that people have bought, and then that's what I do for my Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It is great to see you as always. And as you know, we're going to leave Kristen in New Orleans and hop on over to Benicia Ponder and give them that website one more time, Kristen.
The website for me?
Yes.
So you can find me at KristenRDesign.com, KRISTN, the letter R, design.com, or you can find me on social media at KRD Marketing, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Instagram, those are the ones I use the most.
Right.
You can find me there and easily connect with me.
Well, it was a pleasure speaking to you as usual. By New Orleans, and we're going to head over to Atlanta, Georgia. I love saying Hotlanta, Georgia. So we're going to head over to Hotlanta, Georgia, and Benicia Ponder of Atlanta, Georgia. Are you there?
Hey, Ann, how are you?
Hello, hello. I am doing fabulous. I got through this crazy South Florida traffic to get to the studio. So I am so excited to be here safe and sound. So you've been listening to us. Before we get into your perspective, do you have any feedback or any sound off points you would like to make based on what we've spoke about so far?
Well, I'll have to first say, not Atlanta this week, but Cleveland. So I'm in cold Cleveland.
Well, hello, Cleveland. We're happy to see you.
So I love everything that Kristen said. And most importantly, because one of the topics I was going to mention and one of the tips I was going to mention, basically that Black Friday is not the end all be all. And it really should be a part of a greater strategy. Because one of the things that I've seen happen, and with the focus on holiday sales, it seems that most people are thinking that's the terminal point. That's the end. That's the last thing that they're doing for the year. But really, if you set it up right, it can be a catapult, a launch pad, if you will, for 2018 to be a very strong year. So really thinking about Black Friday, not just in terms of a one-time event, but how does that go along with your overall strategy for your business?
I absolutely love that because it is about the big picture. Far too often, we do get wrapped up in sensationalism and sensational topics like Black Friday and holiday season and summer sale and all that jazz. But the reality is, you do need to step 2 steps back and really begin to see the big picture in your business. And it's not a terminal point. I love that. We like it, but it's not a terminal point. So let's open the floor to you. For those who are joining us and maybe meeting you for the first time, can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes. Well, I am Benicia Ponder, 2 times Amazon bestselling author, award-winning speaker, and founder of LuminaryAuthors.com. And the perspective that I bring to the Power Biz Show is really that perspective of helping you to take your expertise and your knowledge and turning that into a message that you can then monetize. And so when we're talking about these things, about Black Friday or sales or anything, I'm coming from the perspective, how do you take what you're really good at, your zone of genius, and how do you then take that and send it out to an audience, whether it's in the book? I love helping you to write your best-selling transformational book, of course, but how do you take that and then spread it out into the entire marketplace?
I absolutely love what you do. Sharing one story is so incredibly important, not only in impacting lives, but really in impacting your own life too, and it's a form of therapy. And we have Dorcas Simon out of Haiti. She's actually a news journalist in Haiti. She's tapping in through Facebook and saying good job and saying hello to us. She is an amazing woman who not only is an award-winning Caribbean news journalist in Haiti, but she also started a program called Mental 9 to help people with mental health and really bring awareness to that. So hello, Dorcas, and thank you so much for joining in. So storytelling, back to storytelling. It is so incredibly important. How does that relate to Black Friday and beyond from your perspective, Benicia?
Well, I think when you're talking about Black Friday or any time during the year, but specifically when we're talking about Black Friday, Christmas time, this is a time of year when people have 2 things on their mind. They're thinking about, okay, what is it that I'm going to do to buy my people for Christmas, that whole sales thing. And then they're also, how can I make sure that I don't end up another year from now the same place I am? That's a real concern for people. And so when you're talking about telling your story, telling your message, wherever you are, and I'll take one of my colleagues, for instance. I just had a call with a colleague, and she's doing a genealogy program where she helps people to develop scrapbooks, albums, basically go through their family history. And one of the things I had for her, I love what she does. One of the ideas I had for her, especially when we're talking about telling your story and marketing your message, those kind of things. Well, she has a course that's $97. And there are 2 ways that she can talk about this during Black Friday. One is buy all of your Christmas gifts for $97, right? Because her course is $97 and she's teaching people how to create basically a book or an album of your family history, and she's basically digitizing it. So when you do it once, all you have to do is make copies of it, right?
Yes.
So you can buy all of your holiday gifts for $97. Wow, that's amazing.
That's
right?
An attention grabber. That's an attention grabber.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the other way that she can look at it is tell your story and really make sure that your family history is memorialized so that future generations can know. Right, so people love to be able, the whole I was thinking Match.com, but that's not it. It's the whole genealogy. That's not it. But where you send off your DNA test, I'm seeing those all over and over. But people like to know where they're from. And so learning how to tell that story in her business, telling the story of, she talked about this 91-year-old man who's a World War II vet, and he is putting his history together. So telling stories like that, telling stories of, you find a picture, and what does this picture mean? So that can apply to any business or any type of industry, but telling stories of what's happening during this time and how do you help others is very powerful.
Very, very powerful, very impactful. And one of the things that I love about you is your way with words, and the way that you put that possible headline is definitely an attention grabber. Now, you help authors, you help entrepreneurs, you help a whole myriad of people with designing their message. For Black Friday, do you have any potential specials that might be happening that we should be on the horizon for and be getting ready for?
Well, again, because my Black Friday and holiday type of sales are really going to be geared toward those people who don't want to be another year with their stories inside of them. So these are people who have a book inside of them, and they've held on to it for a while, and they look at December 2018 and saying, I don't want to be in this place December 2018. So I do have some things coming out as far as a membership program, and even I'm going to do two things. One is a membership program, and then the other is basically one-on-one time where we can map out your strategy for how do you get your book done in 2018. So those are the two things that I'm offering.
That's going to be fabulous because, when I interact and meet with people, they often say they have a book, they have a movie in them. Mm-hmm. I know that one of your authors, you guys are currently in discussion now about that eventually becoming a movie. Can we say Hollywood red carpet, Oscar gala? Can you tell us, can you share a little bit about that experience and what it meant to you and what it means for the power of storytelling?
Well, the author's story, and I can't say names and things of that nature because it's a project that I'm a ghostwriter on. So, but it really is the fact that her story is so compelling. She has a story of overcoming being stalked, a story of overcoming being just taken advantage of and manipulated by people who were supposed to love her. And there's a whole mental health aspect. One of the greatest things when I look at working with authors, especially in the ghostwriting capacity, it is, are you able to tell your story in a way that someone else can have a breakthrough, that someone else can have some transformation in their lives? And that is what her story is. Now, her story is also sensational in the fact that it has a lot that's going on. So it makes it very ripe for a television drama or things like that. So you've seen some of the real life stories and those kind of things. So that really is what we're going. And it really helps that I have a sister who is an entertainment attorney and a television producer who works with TV One and Lifetime and Bravo and all those other type of Bounce and those types of networks. So when I was just mentioning it to her, she's like, oh, wow, this is a great story. And so we collaborated, and she's gotten some of her TV people involved. And so it's turned into a really big thing. It's amazing.
It is so, so exciting. And it just goes to show the power. And if that person stayed in their comfort zone, stayed in that corner,
exactly,
they would not be experiencing what they're experiencing now and potentially be able to impact millions upon millions of people who read the book, who watch the film. And so that really is the power of storytelling. Now, this is the end of the year. You mentioned the fact that, there are a lot of things that this time of year does to someone's mindset. Can you talk about that a little bit and unpack that for the audience?
Certainly. This is a time when we are really trying to make up for what we didn't do the whole year. And what I find that most people do, and, especially when we're talking about Black Friday and Cyber Monday, entrepreneurs who have maybe coasted for the entire year are trying to fit all of their sales into 2 days. And so there is a tendency for us to become hyper busy and overwhelmingly filled with activity instead of, as you said, taking a few steps back and really analyzing and assessing where you are. And so what I like to encourage my clients to do is, when we're looking at how are we moving forward, how are we going to finish 2017 strong and move into 2018 even stronger, it's not by creating a whole lot of activity right now. Taking it very simply and focusing on one or so goals for the end of the year, but then really thinking about capacity building goals in this time. Thinking about how can you set yourself up? So what are you doing today? What are you doing for Black Friday and Cyber Monday that sets you up for success so that you won't be in the same place again this time next year? Because what happens, we'll focus on this one day, and then for the rest of the year, we'll be lax. And then when the big day comes again, we're bustling with activity. But it really has to be a mindset that you are ever ready, that you are always prepared, that you are always moving forward so that it doesn't become a hustle or a grind where you're all over the place, but it really is a steady, consistent stream. And that's how you build consistent cash flow. That's how you build a consistent presence, that is a steady stream built on strategy and being very clear about what it is that you truly desire.
Being very clear. Are you looking to be this one-hit wonder where Black Friday was awesome, but you are broke up from the floor up, as they say, for the rest of the year? Because, see, that is really so important as entrepreneurs. It is so easy to get caught up in the amount of likes your picture or video gets, the amount of views, that you forget about providing the value, the impact, and being able to withstand the test of time. The test of time, because wouldn't you say, Benicia, that that's the true test? It's great that you have 5 million likes and 10 million views, but if you are still working a job that is sucking life out of you, if you are still you're not a full-time entrepreneur, you still have to have a side employment situation, a side anything, that's problematic, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. It's very problematic. I like what you said, that one-hit wonder. That's exactly what happens. We really focus on that one hit and not worry about the whole catalog. The reason why, Michael Jackson's estate can still make money, or Prince, or, you look at those catalogs of music that they had, it was because they had hit after hit after hit. There is a catalog of their stuff. And they didn't just focus on one song and then go away. They continuously put out good stuff over and over and over again. And that's what we have to do in business. We can't just focus on one season and then expect that season is going to carry us. You have to be consistent. Even those stores who make, the bulk of their income in the latter part of the year, they've still been open. They didn't close their doors for the other 11 months and say, oh, I'm just going to open during this time, Black Friday. They were still continuously operating during the rest of the year, and that's what we really have to remember.
I love how you said that. They're not closed the rest of the year. They have been
Right.
grinding, they have been focused. And yes, they're going to monetize and activate the end of the year. However, they've been around year round. That is such a great, great point. And it's so important that we're not one hit wonders in business. It kind of reminds me of a story when I first got started as a full time entrepreneur a year and about a month or two ago. Someone said to me, and this is not a lie, a troll said to me, well, why should anyone listen to you if you don't? I have more likes than you, I have more followers than you, so why should I listen to you? And I laughed at the time because clearly the person did not see the big picture. Number one, I'm just getting started as a full-time entrepreneur. So this is a new brand. Everything starts at zero before you fill it up. So that's number one. And number two, I'm not here just for the gram. I'm not here just for the vine. I'm here to make impact. I'm here to close large corporate deals, not just have followers. And it's so interesting because everything has come full circle, because just a month ago, they inboxed me. You know, they say it goes down in the DM. They inboxed me asking if I could help them with their marketing. And it's just so funny to me, but it just goes to show you that at the end of the day, it's about value and it's about long-term impact, not just the Black Friday. And I thank you so much for really coming to the group with that perspective, because I think it's a reminder for all entrepreneurs. So, Benicia, tell us a little bit about how we can connect with you and what we can look forward to. And if you can hold on the line where so I can have an opportunity to answer the question also.
Oh, awesome. Yes, definitely. So for those of you who want to stay connected with me, you can text the word author to 31996. What's coming up for the Luminary Authors is really 2018 is going to be, I'm calling it the breakthrough year, because my mission and my aim is to help purpose-driven individuals to really illuminate the world with their message. So stay tuned for that. If you have a message that you want to share and that you want to write a best-selling book for that will impact and have great income from it, then definitely go ahead and text the word author to 31996. That's author, AUTHOR, to 31996.
Awesome. And thank you so much for being part of this amazing cast of the Power Biz Show, brought to you by Bloomberg Business Week. And, from my perspective, I usually come from a cash flow perspective, because we're in business to, yes, make impact, but we have to earn an income, because we can't make impact if there is no income available. So I always come from that perspective. And, you really did help me think about my perspective a little bit differently. So I want to, again, thank you for that, because I do think Black Friday is an important time of year, because the urgency is there. The urgency there is there not just for the consumer, but also for the entrepreneur. Because for most entrepreneurs, their book of business, their finances are based on a calendar year of January to December. That's usually the choice we make, but we can make our calendar year to be anything in business. But most entrepreneurs are doing it January to December. And so there is a form of urgency financially to get deals on the board, to get income on the board. And that's a real sense of urgency. I don't want to belittle that, because the reality is, if you're not growing, if you're not moving, in this day and age, if you're not growing, you're dying. Forget about staying stagnant, you're dying. And so it's an important time of year, because people are using their credit cards, people are open to purchasing, people are giving gifts. People have the end of the year. So it's an important time of year. But as an entrepreneur, these are a few tips that I have for you. Number one, I'd love for entrepreneurs to start from a place of what is the impact that I want to make with this holiday season? What's the impact? Forget about the income. Put it on the back burner. What is the impact that I want to make? Am I looking to grow followers? And I need to really build up my audience and my followers so that come January, come February, come spring, I'm really in position to really push something that is incredibly important for my business, for my brand. So that's the first thing is what is that impact am I looking to make? Is it followers? Is it just income? Is it notoriety? Do you want people sharing and getting referrals? Referrals are important. Getting testimonials. Is this the time of year that you want to have strong before and after messages that you can use the following year in your commercials, in your advertising, and all of your marketing collateral? What is your take on that perspective of really starting from a place of impact before you really figure out what exactly is it that you're going to offer, Benicia?
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that because you really can't run your race if you don't know where you're going. So it really is about setting up that end point for you or that goal for you, and that impact that you want to have is really key. I agree.
Absolutely. And then the second tip that I have is after you've decided what the goal is, start looking at your product line, your services that you have available. What is the item? Because, a lot of times we think we need to have 5 things. You don't need to have 5 things. If you have one amazing thing that makes you a whole lot of money, then guess what? You're in business. What is that thing of all your product line, your service line? What is the one thing that can be really seen as sexy, as thought-provoking, that really will stop and have people pay attention to? If that is becoming a bestseller, then it's being the bestseller, and you need to lead with that. But what is that one thing that that most of your clients, this is their dream thing, this is what they want, this is what their true heart desires? So in my case, as an entrepreneur, I help other entrepreneurs develop their business, create sales, collaboration, and business development. For most of them, they have a goal to really be in a place where financially they're independent. They're financially not tied to a full-time job if they're still working, or if they are already full-time entrepreneurs, they see the cash flow, their business is consistent. That is really their dream. All the stuff that we add to the recipe is all recipe ingredients, but the bottom line is they want that end result. And so what is the one service that I provide that really can have that strong before and after for that client, for that customer? What are your thoughts on that, Benicia?
I absolutely agree. I think that entrepreneurs sometimes try to offer too much, and really streamlining is very key. So I definitely agree with you, Ann.
Streamline, because I think of myself, and sometimes I think, well, you know what? I want to offer this, and maybe someone needs this. No, let's go ahead and edit some of this stuff. We have to edit some of this stuff so that people can truly be able to see a clear, crisp message, so that they can pull out that clear, crisp credit card and ring it. So that is so, so important. Now, once you've decided that, the third thing you need to decide is this something that I can either right out the gate provide to the masses, or this is something that I can edit and curtail to make it something that's available to the masses? What do I mean by that? What I mean is you don't want to say, well, this is my sexy service, this is my sensational offer, but it's not something that you can practically do. So, for example, let's say you're an accountant, and so your sexy service is an audit. Now, the audit is not something that you're going to want to offer to the masses because it's not feasible when it comes to time for you to be able to offer that to everyone that buys it. You're one person, there's only 24 hours in a day. There's only 7 days a week. So it needs to be something that can be offered to the masses without giving you a crazy amount of work. Why is that important? Because you need to do it at a huge price break to make it something that's Black Friday worthy. So Kristen made a great example of that. She's going to be offering products that can be delivered and downloaded immediately. She's automating the shipping process. Because can you imagine you build up that ad campaign, you do an amazing Black Friday campaign, but then you can't fulfill the orders. That is going to be a problem because you're going to have unhappy consumers. They're going to be writing negative comments about your delivery. What are your thoughts about making sure that this is something that can be delivered in an effective way that's not going to be something that's jarring for your business?
Absolutely. And it goes back to your point of really focusing on what you want to deliver, not try to deliver everything at this one time. And so when you are very streamlined in that process, you can have a quicker turnaround time. You can make sure that you're offering that quality and that customer service that your clients need.
Absolutely, absolutely. You definitely want quality over quantity. That's something that I've been learning. Quality over quantity, that is really the best route you can take because it is about a marathon. This is not a race. It feels like a race sometimes, and we call it the rat race and climbing the ladder and so forth, but it really is a marathon. And so therefore you need to really pace yourself. Pacing yourself is everything. If you're not pacing yourself, it's going to be incredibly difficult for you to get through 2 months of the holiday season. And then my next tip is don't procrastinate. For a lot of you entrepreneurs, you're listening right now and you think you have time. You don't have time. If your Facebook ad campaign is not already set up, I'm here to tell you you're behind the 8 ball. You are behind the 8 ball, okay? You are on the bus, the catch-up bus. Because the bus that's really shooting for the goal has already left the station. I'm not saying it's too late. It's not too late, but you need to get it together. We're in the first week of November. Before you know it, Black Friday will be upon us. And for a lot of the vendors that you're going to be using, this is their busy season. So your graphic artist, your copywriter, your ghostwriter, your marketing person, your salesperson, this is hectic season for them. And so if you think you're going to get it done a week before Black Friday, you might get it done, but it's going to cost you. They're going to tax you. What is your take on really getting ahead of the 8 ball and thinking about things now, immediately? Do not pass go. Do not procrastinate anymore.
Right. And so this is the season not to try to recreate the wheel or to try to create something right from scratch. This is a season for you to go and see what you already have developed and tweak it a little bit and offer that. And that would be my suggestion, is not trying to go and trying to recreate something from the ground up. You really want to go into your archives and look and see what you already have. Or if it's a service, how can you offer that service in a way that you haven't offered it before, or on a smaller scale? But really don't try to do something all the way brand new right now.
I love that point. Don't reinvent the wheel right now. Do not reinvent the wheel. Because, Benicia, you have an entrepreneur out there right now who is thinking, let me grab my paper and pen. Let me create something. I'm so excited about Black Friday. No. No. Look at what you're already offering and look how you can repackage it for a Black Friday offer. Now, a lot of people are thinking about doing products for Black Friday, like shirts and mugs and things of that nature. That is great. However, my big suggestion, if you're going to do that route, you need to ask yourself, do you really want to be responsible for shipping and getting those things to the consumer ASAP? Because we live in an age where Amazon has changed the game and people don't want to wait 10 days to get their products. So you need to ask yourself if you are up for it. It's so interesting. I am a Prime member of Amazon and I love Amazon. Amazon is actually a sponsor for one of my programs that I have through Shiro Rising called the Power Mastermind. And one of the things that I love is that Amazon has changed the game so much, Benicia, that now even the post office delivers on Sunday. I couldn't believe it. I was driving up to my home 2 Sundays ago, and I saw a postal carrier in my driveway delivering an Amazon product to me. I couldn't believe it because, as you know, since probably the beginning of the Postal Service, they never worked on Sunday and they only did a half a day on Saturday. But listen, the game has changed and they have even had to change with it. Isn't that pretty remarkable?
It is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, for me, the holiday season is also a great time for self-reflection. I don't know if it's because it's also Thanksgiving. So we're thinking about gratitude and having thanks for all that we have. And it's also my birthday month. And, a girl like me has to celebrate all month long. So be here for the festivities on November 13th, because it is also a day that I will be on the radio. So we're going to be having a lot of fun. We're going to really break the internet. At least we're going to try to break the internet. Maybe I'll show up in my birthday suit. Is that okay, Freddie? I'm going to show up in my birthday suit.
About that, Ian.
They may arrest me. I don't know about that, but it's about the holiday season. This time of year is just a nice time, at least for me, to start doing some self-reflection. And I think for entrepreneurs, it's also a great time to do self-reflection and thinking about your goals and to start to think about 2018. And that's my final point that I want to make. This is a great time to get ahead of the ball for 2018 because I've done a little bit more forward thinking about this holiday season. And in fact, things that I was going to, everything happens for a reason, Benicia. Everything happens for a reason. As you guys know, I'm in South Florida, so we had to deal with Hurricane Irma. And so I actually delayed one of my launches because of Hurricane Irma. One second, I have a Facebook. What sets you apart from others that will make you successful? Make your product stand out. Thank you so much, Leslie Creaton Rangel, for that great comment. And that's so true. I try to tell my clients this all the time, my audience members. I think you also echo that sentiment. What is unique? What's your story in your case, Benicia, that makes you stand out? So she made a great point on our Facebook page. I want to ask you that question and then I'll go back to my story, or maybe I won't. What makes you stand out, Benicia? And then I'll share what makes me stand out.
Well, I think what makes me stand out is me. My zone of genius is really helping you to gain clarity around your message and then taking that into different parts. Now, what really, and there are a lot of people that do that, but why me? Well, because number one, I've done it, and also because that's a gift that God has given me as far as being able to see beyond what you're saying. There have been people that have come to me with a story, and they just think that it's going to be, just a regular book. In fact, one of my first authors came to me with a story, and it really turned into a transformational book where she has impacted lives all over the community with that book, because I was just not about, okay, you're telling your story, but what's the impact in that? How are other people's lives changing? And so God has, circumstances, my physical vision is not as well as I'd like it to be, but spiritually, I have the gift of vision and of sight beyond what's there. And so being able to look beyond what you're saying and pull out the very best, that's, people walk away and say, oh, wow, I'm at a higher level. So I'm able to pull out the very best in someone as well.
And I love that about you. I have had an opportunity to see it up close and personal. I've watched you take someone from just finishing their book to becoming a bestseller. I visually was able to watch it myself. And so I know that you don't just talk the talk, but you walk the walk as it pertains to storytelling. And for our audience, how can they connect to your mastermind group for authors? Can you share with the group one more time how they can do that?
Well, right now there is a process, so we definitely need to chat and make sure that you're a great fit for the group. So if you text the word author, AUTHOR, to 31996, we will have a chat about your message and your mission and really what the next steps are for you in taking that into the marketplace.
Wonderful. And, for me, I think what makes me different, what makes me unique is the fact that entrepreneurship is not just something I do for fun. It is in my blood. It is what my experience, education, and life has been about. I'm a third-generation entrepreneur. So both my parents were also entrepreneurs. So I've seen this my whole life. And in corporate America, in my 20s and 30s, I climbed the corporate ladder through business development, through sales, through marketing. I was a director and executive for a $1 billion company where I was in charge of business development and sales throughout North America and also launching programs for them in India and in the Philippines. And so the team that we have here are amazing, amazing individuals. And just like that, the hour is gone. We are so excited to be here with you every Tuesday night. We are proudly presented by Bloomberg Business Week. Check us out on Facebook. Go to our website, thepowerbizshow.com. Bye, Benicia, and see you next week.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff,